and I'm on to week 8. We're a forward-thinking podcast, and very exciting. Halloween's coming up, and Adam, the prophecy has come true. Every video game right now has zombies in it. Call of Duty has a zombies mode. Fortnite just came out with a whole zombies mode itself. You got to come and play, man. We got zombies. We can shoot zombies together.
This is what the people want. They want to kill zombies. When I was playing Doom back in like 1989, we killed zombies. Nothing's changed.
So you're going to download Fortnite, and we're gonna get on stream, and we're gonna shoot some zombies. We'll protect the VIP. We'll get a couple of other able-bodied young men in the squad to help shuttle Adam Levitan, who will be we'll Secret Service you. We'll shuttle you through the map and hopefully win a round with you not having to even pew once.
I don't know if my computer system can handle this. You might have to how rich send me like an actually good computer.
You've won every listener league for the whole year. You can afford a new rig.
That's a very fair point by
I don't mess
Al.
with it. Yeah.
I don't want to mess with it.
My computer's working well right now. I don't want to download the zombie killing machine, and all of a sudden I got viruses. It's slowing down.
It's
It's bogging me
free.
down.
It's a free game.
No, I get that. It could hurt my computer's speed though. I'd rather take shots on those guys than Duke, even though I know Duke is very cheap.
First of all, don't ever
Thank you
trust
for lowering
Hugh.
his ownership. Thank
Don't
you.
ever trust Hugh. That's one. Two, I facepalmed as soon as you said that Hugh said that he needs to take over the offense more. I need to get more involved. That's going to fix everything here. Hugh, stand down, Hugh. Please. Can I say something on behalf of Duke Johnson, at least? Some encouraging points here. Obviously, last year, he was great against Pittsburgh in Week 17, 12 touches, 95 yards, and a touchdown against them at 3,900. That would absolutely smash value. He has over 20 routes run in each of the past 3 weeks. He didn't have a single game like that last year. And he leads the Browns in receptions per route with Baker Mayfield under center. So there are some positive things pointing to Duke Johnson having a good game at his salary. But I agree with what you said, Adam. I'm tuning, like, the volume is all the way down on Hugh for me. I want to pay attention to volume of snaps, routes run, potential targets, negative game script. As you said, they're not going to throw the ball to Chubb. So if they're down 7 points or more, and teams that are down 7 points or more tend to throw the ball 73% of the time, that means a little bit more volume for somebody like Duke Johnson in the passing game. And whether you can turn those into catches and maybe break one, I don't know if I need him for cash, but I think he's a good tournament play. Okay, I like the Galladay stack, I think, more than most people, because a lot of people are looking at just like DVP, right? And like we can look inside of that a little bit. So Seattle is allowing opponents to complete the 6th highest percentage of passes to wide receivers who line up outside. Galladay leads the Lions in receiving yards when he is lined up outside. And when you compare that to the completion percentage allowed by the Seahawks everywhere else on the field, they have the 6th lowest completion percent allowed everywhere else in the field except for outside the hashes. So that's where Galladay is going to spend the majority of his time. I think that he can eat in this situation. I understand that he's going to be lower owned because of the straight up DVP rank versus Seattle. I think this is kind of a sneaky spot for Kenny Galladay, and he's not expensive.
Al, this is the week where we just smash Levitan. We need
Duke
to get
Johnson,
back on the board.
Kenny Galladay.
Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm eating duck treats my damn self.
This is going to be great. This is going to be the easiest 4-man I ever won. Duke Johnson and Kenny Galladay.
Yes. Levitan's getting cocky. We all know pride comes before the fall. This is perfect. Don't hate the call, especially with Beathard just totally in the bed. Let's go to the Colts at Raiders here, Adam. There's a lot of news and notes to cover.
Well, it's a momentous occasion on the podcast. We have the coveted change of scenery for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is no longer on the Raiders. And before we talk about anything else, Peter, do you have any thoughts on the Amari Cooper no longer being a Raider? He's cost you at least
3 homes, 3 vacation homes at least.
I was going to say 6 Lambos, but okay, I'll take 3 vacation homes. Do you have any thoughts, Peter?
I'm ecstatic that he's no longer with John Gruden. Number one. That is incredible. But come on. How can Amari Cooper get traded from like the worst team to like probably the third worst team to go to or fourth worst team to go to? I mean, it's just so brutal. Like, Amari is so talented. There's all these great stats about separation, which I know are noisy. Everyone's coming out today and how he's one of the top, 5 most talented receivers in the league. And of course, he goes to Dallas and freaking Jason Garrett, who's, one of the 5 or 10 donkiest coaches in the league. So, yeah, I'm happy he's gone from the Raiders and John Gruden. I'll save some money there. But the Cowboys, not necessarily the best spot. So, tweeted about it, of course. Everyone's adding me. But, yeah, pretty much, it's like I don't even know. Al probably has a good analogy here. It's just like being traded from the Raiders to the Cowboys. Just, yeah. I'm going to have to move in with Al at some point here soon. But luckily, the good news is I haven't been playing him that much this year because he's on a terrible team. And we'll see. The Cowboys, I guess, that showdown slate, I'll be invested heavily in Amari Cooper versus the Titans. But I guess the other one piece of relevant news here is Amari Cooper 2 bye weeks, which should save me some money as well.
I find it hilarious. Like, you have no idea what you're doing in like an hour, and you know that the Cowboys are on the showdown slate in week 9.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard to fit a lot of these KC guys. They are the most expensive on the slate.
But of that 13 to 16%, a large percent of both of those is going to come together, right? So like Mahomes, Kelsey is going to be played together a lot. I don't know exactly what percent. Let me guesstimate about 7% of the, the stacks that have Kelsey are going to also have Mahomes in that lineup, right? So it's a way to differentiate, but you're not getting like a 1% ownership on that stack. You might be able to do that with a double stack, but obviously tougher to win a tournament with a double stack. Happens a lot less frequently than a single stack quarterback pass catcher. Right now, it's complete unknown situation of how they're going to treat this offense, and can they change it, in a week? Can they go from the team that's just saying, okay, David Johnson, they've turned David Johnson into Eric Rhett, man. That's not a good thing.
No one listening knows who Eric Rhett is. I do.
17 of our listeners know who Eric Rhett is.
The Bucks were wearing their Yuccaneer outfits when Eric Rhett was good.
It's true. I had one of those. I had one of the creamsicle Eric Rhett stitched jersey, the tackle twill. I had one of those.
Yeah.
Being a Buccaneers fan back then. But like, and look, the rest of y'all who don't know who Eric Rhett is, Google's your friend. Figure it out. Dude averaged like 3.4 yards per carry, but they gave him the ball a ton. They've turned one of the most dynamic backs into that. Right? Like they just slam him into the line, see what he does. And then Troy Aikman doesn't listen to any podcasts, starts tweeting at fantasy football Twitter on top of it. Can you just use David Johnson the right way? Please, Byron, please. It makes everything else better if you just do that.
Aikman. I can't believe Aikman sent the tweet about
tweeting at Warren Sharp. What the hell? You're Troy freaking Aikman.
So
and he didn't even add him. He didn't even add Troy Aikman. So Troy Aikman, has a TweetDeck column that says Troy Aikman, and anybody that tweets hate at him, he's like, I'm going to put this guy on the list.
I wonder if Booger McFarland saw Peter tweeting at him about him being a donkey about the 2-point decision from the Giants. Peter has like the most mild-mannered, calm Twitter ever, and he's just going ham on Booger.
Oh, Booger deserved it more than anything. Like, that was so bad.
But you're talking about a team that gets into the red zone as much or more than anybody else, and dealing with a defense. Green Bay is a bottom 10 red zone defense, second worst in the league on goal to go defense so far this season. So they should A, have a lot of opportunity, B, be very efficient in that zone. Cooper Kupp out, Robert Woods moving into the slot role, meaning that he's going to get those elevated red zone looks as well. You mentioned that Cooks should see more targets on top of all that. So, I mean, I hate to say it, guys, but play all the dudes.
Is Josh Reynolds included in all the dudes?
I think he's in play, but not one of the dudes.
He's not one of the dudes. Okay, we need
not
definition
one of the dudes,
on the dudes.
But in play.
Okay. All right. What about Tyler Higbee? Is he one of the dudes?
I think that Reynolds is more in play this week than he was last week.
Levitan picking up his troll game here.
Yeah, Higbee not a dude. I mentioned the freaking dudes, Adam.
Okay, only the dudes you mentioned. So not all of them, only the ones you mentioned. Okay.
Right. Yeah, okay. I mean, Jesus Christ, Adam. Don't play Natson Jr., guys. He is not one of the dudes.
Doing something else instead of the conviction plays, going back to bold calls perhaps, where we say donkey things like Allen Robinson's going to score 4 touchdowns next week or something like that.
And then he doesn't, and people jump all up in your mention. You said Allen Robinson was going to score 4 touchdowns this week.
Right, so that's not a great option either. But Peter came up with an idea of what we can do about this segment going forward. So Peter, why don't you tell the people what the idea is?
So going forward, we might do something. But we're not going to do anything until the damn listener league gets to 10,000 entrants. So keep tweeting at Draftkings. Keep doing the hashtag make it bigger. I mean, unbelievable. The best tournament on Draftkings is still at 8K entrants. They don't believe in you guys. They don't believe in us. It's just absolutely pathetic. So we're not doing conviction plays. We're not going to do anything else. I'm pissed off. Al, get us the hell out of here.
This is a hostage situation. We will not release the conviction plays until the listener league is at 10K. It is a slap in the face to every single listener of the Daily Fantasy Edge. All 7 of y'all. It's a slap in all of your faces. So for Pete, for Adam, for Jerry sitting right over his right shoulder, for producer Luke, I'm Al. Hashtag make it bigger. Bye, everybody.